For today's class, guys, super simple. I want to go through the content breakdown that you guys need to make your first six-figure month in the actual info space. It's really not as hard as you guys might think, but it's super, super important that you understand the fundamentals. I'm not going to go through your cookie cutter. I'm not going to go through the basics. I'm going to teach you the methodology behind it for you guys to actually understand how to post, knowing what to post and everything. Cool? So like I said, right, 100K month content strategy here in Dubai 2025. Guys, let's take the best example, Iman Ghazi. You guys all know him, right?
Yep.
The second you guys think about Iman Ghazi, what's the first thing you think about? Like off rip, totally off rip, like what do you guys actually think about?
Classy
Old
style.
money.
Right, what else?
Old money.
Old money, what else?
SMMA.
Yeah? Let's keep going. Info, what else, boys? What else are we thinking about?
Glasses.
For example, me, I think about him helping his mom out, right? Like the second I think about Iman Ghazi, I think about him helping his mom out. Now someone said classy, right? Class, like lifestyle, exactly, same thing, right? He portrays so many times, so often, him looking classy, him looking professional, which is exactly what he wants his audience to remember. Another thing as well is, at least for me, because I know him pretty well, is helping other people, him in Nepal, helping other people, being generous, giving back. This is all done on purpose. Like guys, this is all purposeful content so that his audience can know what kind of person he is. Because what if he just spoke about just SMMA on his content? Another person that we could think about, Shelby Sapp. Guys, when you guys think Shelby Sapp, straight up, what do you guys think about?
Girl boss.
Pink Rolls Royce.
Girl boss, pink Rolls Royce, what else, guys? Keep going. Sales.
Fitness.
Fitness, yes. For me, it's always like that Porsche, Pilates, lifestyle, girl boss, everything. That's what she's known for based off what she posts. Someone said like the pink Rolls Royce. Well, before that, it was the pink Porsche, right? Guys, how many times have you seen the pink Porsche on content?
All the time.
I've seen it all the time. I've seen it all the time, literally, right? Or like another thing as well, at least in my opinion, again, like sales, talking. Notice how she's talking so much about the lifestyle with sales, right? She's selling her audience the idea of high ticket sales, right? How she's able to have a mansion by like, you know, by the water in Florida, whatever it might be. Be your own boss, travel. She's always talking about that. Another person, breast scales. Guys, the second you hear breast scales, what do you think about?
Crashing whips.
Crashing, yeah.
What else? Car, right? What else? Fiji, no joke. I was making this. The second I thought about breast, I thought about Fiji water.
What's the intention behind that though?
It's really just because there's a whole meme going on with Brez's thing, which I'm sure you know, right? Which is how his dad is the CEO of Fiji, but like it isn't actually the CEO of Fiji, right? But he keeps talking about it in his videos and it becomes trademarked. What's like another thing that you think about every time you think about Brez?
Brand scaling.
Bro, you got it.
Yeah.
Brand scaling, scaling brands, right? Freelance brand scaling and everything, right? When you guys think of Samuel Onuha, what do you guys think about?
Two brothers that came from nothing.
Super lifestyle.
What else?
Rolls.
Sure.
I think of that orange car and the green car outside.
Yes.
Amsterdam.
Yes. I think about how they made their money, e-commerce, Shopify. I think about Icon, their actual brand, right? I think about them two being brothers, exactly. The two brothers that came from nothing, 100%, right? Very, very good thing to think about. I think about the car, the Rolls Royce, everything, right? This is all done very intentional, by the way. Like, you guys just see how like 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in, every single big creator, and I would do the same thing with Andrew Tate, but it's so easy. It's like there's different parts of their lives that are showcased on social media. Imagine it was just Onuha talking about e-commerce.
Right.
See what I mean? But he's talking about his brother, about the car, about the brand. So he's being more and more well known. Everything's encapsulated. Now, what is a personal brand? Okay? A personal brand is a set of values, morals, and unique traits, all mixed into a personality that is an outlier and is showcased on social media to garner attention, right? And you'll see very soon I'll be asking you guys these kind of questions like, what are your values? What are your morals? What are the unique traits? Because every single person has unique traits. And I guarantee you guys haven't even taken a second to think about what are my unique traits. And how could I showcase that on social media? Because guys, that's the entire reason why someone's gonna join you in the first place, is because of your unique traits. You have to actually understand that. The vehicle you guys provide, anyone else can provide the same thing. Why do people join you? It's for who you are as a person, your personality, right? Samuel Nuha would have offered the same e-commerce mentorship as everyone else. What do they join him? The transformation, right? Him and his brother, the accolades, the lifestyle, everything. So it's super, super important, okay? Now, why is a personal brand so important? Guys, it shows who you are as a person. It garners an audience of others with the same personality. Without you guys even realizing it, let's say, for example, the Tate fans, people who love Tate, automatically you can assume if they all go into a room and it's people that love Andrew Tate, they're probably all gonna be what? In shape. They're all gonna be wanting to make money. They all like cars. They all like the lifestyle because you garner an audience of similar traits as yours. So while if you post yourself big into sales, you post yourself at the gym, lifestyle, traveling, Jerry, you post yourself driving the nice cars, making money off sales, all that kind of stuff, you're garnering an attention of people that want the same lifestyle, right? Loyal following is a huge one. The reason why a personal brand is so important is because you cannot be replicated. No one can copy you. When you have a loyal following, no matter what you offer, people will join you because of who you are. And last but not least, market differentiation, right? Jerry, if you had to think, what kind of person do you want to be known as, all seriousness, what would you say on social media? Like genuinely, like the second they see your page, what do you want people to think or know you as?
Is that anything is possible? I came from nothing.
Very good. What about your traits, your values? What do you want people to know you as in terms of like your values, your morals, everything? And it's a hard question to think about, right? Yeah, Barnett, what about you? Sorry, there's like a huge yacht right there. That's insane.
I would say hardworking, respectable, disciplined, self-development related. Those would be like my values.
That's really good. Yeah. But I would go one layer deeper. If you're saying disciplined, if you're saying hardworking, these are things that like a lot of people talk about. I'm not gonna lie, like hardworking, everything. Right. People like always talk about that. I would go one layer deeper of like, what are your core personal traits? Like, what do you stand for? Why do you want to work so hard? What kind of life do you want? Like that kind of stuff is what you should talk about.
Okay. Right?
What drives you? What fuels you? Because notice how even that was surface level of just like disciplined, in shape. That's fine. A lot of people like that, bro. A lot of people, I know sales trainers, sales coaches that are in shape, and it's becoming more and more normalized. And when it's becoming more normalized, you have to stand out, right? I'll give you an example. For me, I strategically post content that talks about how I have European parents, I came from nothing, how I'm doing this for them. I showcase clips of me seeing my family back at home, hugging them and everything. I could have went down the simple route of like showing myself in the gym, talk about discipline, but notice how it's one thing talking about it well and a whole different thing when you actually showcase it.
Right.
Imagine talking about how hardworking you are versus showcasing the hard work. How do you showcase the hard work? The journey, bro. Videos of you just starting out, you like back when you were working a job, you know, your first couple sales calls, right? Like that is showing your audience.
Right.
You, if you want to show people that anything is possible, don't say it, show it. See how different that is, guys? Showing versus telling, completely different things, right? But guys, what are the most challenges that are being faced when it comes to building a personal brand? I'll state the obvious, fears of being judged. I've had it. You guys maybe have had it when you first started posting, right? And it's normal because guys, you have to understand, psychology-wise, as human beings, you're going against the grain, against the norm when you build a personal brand. Because since the dawn of human time, humans have been meant to conform. And this is like physiologically like caveman days. Like people have always been one to conform with one another. So subconsciously what happens is if you see everyone walking one way, your brain is going to tell you to walk one way because you don't want to stand out for the fear of judgment. But guys, keep in mind, when you're having a personal brand, you're going against the grain. Because if you're not being judged in a positive or negative way, what's happening? Is you're conforming. If you conform, guys, do we have a personal brand?
No.
We don't. We don't have a personal brand, which means you always stay mediocre on the online space, right? Another thing that people tend to do often is changing your personality for others. This is a huge one, is when your personality is actually based on someone else's and all of your posts, your videos, what you're talking about is basically as a byproduct of them. what's gonna happen is every single time they look at your page, they might think you're inauthentic, or they might get related right away to the person you're actually copying. That's a huge mistake that I was gonna do earlier on, but thank God I realized it, right? Because you have your own personality, right? And also the lack of knowledge on showcasing your values, morals on social media, which is something that I had, that you guys have, that we'll be able to clear up, that everyone else has watching this video as well, right? Now that you know the importance of the personal brand, what it consists of and everything, let's talk about what I like to call the content ecosystem, okay? In your own words, what would you say an ecosystem is? Keep it as simple as possible. An ecosystem. What would you say it is?
A gathering?
Yes. What else? What would you say?
A group of things that all gather into one idea.
Yes, exactly. Notice how every time we think about ecosystem, we think about it's a group. It's something that encapsulates something else. The way I like to view the content ecosystem is, imagine a square. And in that square, no matter where the lead goes, it cannot escape the square until one thing happens: they convert. Convert meaning they pay you. What if I told you we take that exact same example and we apply it to the content side of things? What do I mean? The stories, the long form content, the ads, and the reels and carousels. No matter where the prospect goes, the second they enter your content ecosystem, it will loop back and forth until they DM you, until conversion happens. This happens more times than you could think. Best example is you post a story sequence and they keep looking at it. You post a reel with a comment CTA, they now go back into your long form. From the long form, they get spit up back into your DMs. From the DMs, they keep looking at your stories, they look at your reels, they go back in the DMs and they piff you. But if the long form wasn't there, what would happen? You would have an open box with no final base. So it would just be this. And that's why so many people have leads coming in from a story or a reel, and because they have no long form, like what we talked about, to actually nurture them, they end up leaving.
Do you think there's a lot of leads that come in that don't follow you on Instagram,
100%.
but watch YouTube and then end up
Oh
coming
yeah,
in?
bro. Oh yeah. 100%. That is why you have to have, which we'll talk about in 10 minutes, you have to have long form content assets, not only in your story highlights, in your stories being pushed, but in your bio as well. How many people do you think will see a reel and think, wow, this guy's really like knowledgeable in his sales skills?
Right.
And they wish, some people wish you had a YouTube in your link, in your description, so they could just press on it, right? And I guarantee you have at least 20 people, 30 people, 50 people. And I see sometimes people that follow me on Instagram, and like a couple minutes later, they follow me on YouTube as well. Second they follow you on YouTube, bro, it's game over, bro. They're gonna buy eventually. Eventually they're gonna buy. It's the same thing with ads, right? A lot of people think, and this is for everyone here that's running ads or wants to run ads, a lot of people think that the second you run ads, everything takes care of itself. That's not true. Because if you don't have any long form content to nurture your prospects, and when I say nurture, you'll see exactly what I talk about. Like if you have no stories or no reels and carousels, no organic, this is all organic, no organic system to nurture your audience, no matter how good the ads are coming in, they're not gonna pay you, they're not gonna buy. Right? Because you have no way to further them down the buying process. The reason why it's important is because it makes it difficult for your audience to forget about you. They're constantly looking at your content. They're constantly looking. Guys, remember Tate back in 2020? Tate back in 2022? Do you remember how every single reel you would look on Instagram was Tate? You could not escape him. You couldn't escape him. The same way Instagram has a pixel that tracks your monitoring. Like guys, like I've been in Dubai for what, like we've been 6 days, I want to say, around there. I've been seeing reels nonstop about Dubai, nonstop. I've been following creators that I never even knew that now were in Dubai based, right? Why? Because they keep posting different angles of their ecosystem, really important stuff, right? It always directs them towards an asset, always, always, always. It cultivates a loyal audience through watch time. While imagine you post a reel tomorrow, and you're posting your story sequences every single day, and you post your long form twice a week. I could come in on a Monday from a reel. I'm looking through your stories on a day-to-day basis. By the time you post a long form, because I followed you on Monday, I can watch that long form, and I keep watching the stories and the reels, and eventually what's gonna happen, bro? Like the value CTA we're gonna do in a couple hours, I'll end up in your DMs.
Is the stories just full intention to nurture?
Correct. There's different categories in the stories, which we'll talk about as well.
Okay.
okay? Because some are to nurture, some are to establish credibility, some are to educate, some are to give value, some are to showcase your lifestyle. There's different kind of intent behind every single story. But do you guys understand the concept behind it? It's like an endless loop that always turns until they pay you, right? Again, indirectly moves them towards the buyer's journey, which is very, very important. And increase desire to work with you by knowing and liking you. When people have watched 7 hours of your videos, 7 hours of your profile, whatever it might be, they now know you really well. They want to work, they see your personality. And again, a qualified and educated audience, something that many people that we've worked with don't have. A qualified and educated audience. Someone that financially is qualified because they know what it takes to work with you based off your stories, and educated enough to know what problems you solve, what solutions you provide, how you provide your solutions based off your case studies and everything, and they want to buy from you every single time. This stuff really works, guys, and high value clients. What happens when there's high value clients? Jerry, what happens if you have a mentorship? Someone pays you, comes in, and for the next 6 months works as hard as humanly possible because they're a high value client. What happens? Do you get a result or what do you get?
You get a result.
Correct. If you get a result, how does that help you in marketing?
Wow, tenfold.
You see what I mean? Because you're showcasing it, you're promoting it, then people end up wanting to work with you. Strong client results, that's exactly it. Okay?
I have a quick question. Can you exhaust your audience by posting story sequences every day or no?
Depending what kind of story sequences. Because 100% if you're posting too many CTAs, yes, no brainer. If you post a CTA every single day, you're gonna exhaust it. If you post a poll every single day, you're gonna exhaust it. There's no doubt about it in my mind that you're gonna exhaust it, right? However, what if on Monday you post a credibility sequence where it's 6 slides in total, 3 showing credibility, and 3 breaking down small steps of how they got there. Then on Tuesday, you post an educational, or you're talking about the solutions of a specific problem they have, 3-4 slides. On Wednesday, you do a lifestyle where it's more of like a day in the life. And you're letting people into like your own lifestyle as a high ticket sales coach. On Thursday, you do a value CTA because you want to give a video out to them.
I see.
On Friday, you're back to credibility. Notice how you're not exhausting it if you know what the intention is behind it.
Right.
But intention is everything, right? Any questions with this, guys, before I move on? Jerry, any questions with this? That make sense?
One more. Why is DM at the center? Is that just for the sake of it? Or?
If people go from stories to reels, from ads.
Oh, eventually they have to DM you.
How can they convert?
Right.
Has to be through DMs. This long form, they can convert just by booking in the call towards the end. You guys saw this yesterday with the guy that booked in from himself on YouTube, right? He booked in from YouTube. I got his IG handle. I still message him on DMs.
Oh, I see, okay.
So for me, everything boils back to the DMs. Yeah. That one-on-one, every single thing. Very good questions you're asking though, very good questions. Now, the difference between Instagram and YouTube, what do you guys think the difference is? Just so, before I break this down, what do you guys feel the difference is?
Garner than nurture.
Garner and nurture, 100%, bro.
Yeah, amazing, good. Instagram is where you track your leads. Very top of funnel, middle of funnel. You want to gain as many people as possible. It's like you throw a net into the ocean and you want to catch as many fish as possible. You don't mind if some fish are to your liking and some fish aren't because you have different strategies in place to then filter them through. So you're attracting your leads. You convert them from someone that just wants or that's looking at your account to then wanting to work with you over time. That's why YouTube is so important, bro, right? Like I said, top of funnel, middle funnel is really Instagram. YouTube is bottom of funnel content. Instagram piques the curiosity, whereas YouTube nurtures and builds a connection, right? What's one YouTuber that you guys look at often? One YouTuber, for example. Maybe now or back in the day, just someone that you would always look at often. We've all had that person. Who? Onuha.
Samuel Onuha.
Onuha. Yeah. Good. Hold on to that thought, because when you watch Onuha and you've been watching his videos, how do you feel about him as a person? Like full off the charts, as raw as possible. How did you feel as him as a person when you watched so many of his videos?
I feel like I know him as a friend, as a brother.
He let you into his life. He spoke about his past. He spoke about his experiences. Do you guys understand how important it is to talk about yourselves? So for you, Wiley, what was one person that you've always looked at on YouTube?
Back in the day,
yeah,
Roman Atwood.
Yes, same. Instagram, you're always gonna get higher engagement. This is for expectations, guys. You're always gonna get higher engagement on Instagram. You'll get higher views, higher likes, higher comments. On YouTube, you're always gonna get lower. Why would you guys want a higher engagement on YouTube? I would argue I'd rather have 10,000 views on Instagram off a reel here. I'd rather have 1,000 views on YouTube, and from 1,000, 5 people book a call, and 2 to 3 will pay you. I'd rather do that. Personally, guys, I'd rather do that than have 10,000 views on Instagram. So I don't mind if I don't have 10K views on YouTube, and you shouldn't. Otherwise, you might be going a bit too broad, unless your follower account is up to par, okay? Now let's break down Instagram. Guys, this is something that I'm telling you right now, you guys, like as soon as the video ends, as soon as this masterclass ends, you guys have to do this on your own profiles. Because I've been checking your profiles before this class. I didn't tell you guys, but you guys need to do this. Like it's gonna help you guys a lot. How to properly leverage Instagram, okay? We'll talk about positioning. We'll talk about messaging. We'll talk about front-end optimization, stories, bio, everything. We'll talk about the different content categories that you guys have to be posting and different variations. The copy inside your actual reels, the delivery inside, and everything else. Cool? So, Instagram as a tool. How to use Instagram. Sneak peek of lifestyle. You want to showcase your lifestyle. Don't tell. Same exact way. If I'm sitting in front of my camera talking about, yeah, 3 months ago I went to Dubai with the boys and we had a great time. We went on yachts, we drove supercars, jet skis, we did the whole nine. It was amazing. That's all because of high ticket sales. That's one thing. What if you showcased it? What if you brought your audience alongside the journey? What if you talk about how DM setting changed your life and you actually bring them videos from the past of you grinding as a DM setter, not knowing what's gonna happen. And along the way, you show them how different it made your life. Do you see how much more engaged they are? That's why content is so important, guys. A second thing, showcasing, like I said, your personality and values. Something that you guys both have to do because you guys don't have that on your Instagram. You both have to do that. Showcase who you are as a person. People have a limiting belief, myself included when I first started a business. Oh, I'm no one special. People won't buy me just for who I am. When I ask people, why did you pay me money? And I actually asked them on the first onboarding call, they tell me, they go, because I see what your values are. I see that like you're not in it to drive the Lambo. You're in it because you want to be able to help as many people. You have very strong family values. You want to take care of those around you. I like your background of Eastern European. Like if I hadn't showcased those videos, I wouldn't get those answers. As a byproduct, I wouldn't get those clients to pay me. Establish credibility. You guys both have to do this. Not only for your own results, but for your clients. Because people will go onto your page right now. They won't know how much you made in the space. They won't know how much your clients have made if you have. They won't know any of this. Therefore, they don't know, like Wiley, if you're giving the best example, the best sauce, the best educational value, but they don't know what kind of results you've generated, in this day and age, guys, that's everything. Because imagine Onuha giving you e-commerce advice, no like lifestyle, no cars, no watches, no nothing. He's in his mom's basement or like a random Airbnb. It's way different. Versus 50K per month closer, 100K per month DM setter, 10K per month whatever offer owner, whatever it might be. Like talk about your results, it will help you. And this will break a lot of limiting beliefs because you guys were telling me how one of the things that you guys don't want to talk about as much, which I had this as well, was talking about your own results, right? A lot of the times you'll be surprised, but people actually want to know where you're starting out because people want to follow you alongside the journey. And you could talk about where you want to go. Like people openly know that I make close to 6 figures a month, and people openly know that I want to make $250,000 a month, right? And how I fluctuate between 80K, I fluctuate up to 120. I go up and down between the range, and I've been in that range for a large amount of time, and how I want to get to that $250,000 mark. Like people know about this and I'm open about it, but I haven't always been open about it. But the moment I've been more open about it, people start to like me more and trust me more. And obviously showcasing your client results is very, very important. Display your expertise in niche industry. This is about your education. Talk about your skill set. Talk about like what you know. Jerry, you know stuff about DM setting that people will pay you money for. I'm serious, bro. You know stuff about DM setting, right? You know the pre-call flow as a DM setter that you have to send out. You know what the SOPs are. You know what your KPIs and your workflow should be, right? You know why to say certain things, why to not say certain things in conversations. Talk about that, okay? Now, let's talk about positioning. Guys, this is huge. Let's say you have a flashy Ferrari, SF90. Beautiful, isn't she? But say one day, you're playing Jamaican music the way Jerry does, and you crash the whip. And there's two kinds of garages. The first garage is known to fix cars. Fixes high-end cars. Sure, whatever. The second garage specializes in fixing only Ferrari high exotic vehicles without knowing the quality of the services. In the first garage is better than the second, maybe, just based off of human psychology. Would you guys think the first one or the second one has better quality of services?
Second.
Why?
Because it's meant specific for it.
Correct. Specializes in that aspect.
That's all they know.
You see what I mean? Do you see the difference between talking about struggling high ticket closers versus a specific brand of high ticket closers in a specific market with specific pain points or struggling over specific problems? Same with DM setting. It's so different. For example, high ticket closers or sales reps is one thing, but a specific problem will always outweigh everything else. Same with traders and trading. You could be a day trader, you're in the markets, you're making money off the markets, right? And all of a sudden what happens is you blow your accounts, you lack discipline, you can't consistently trade profitably anymore. And you have two kinds of different services. The first company helps you day trading, helps you trade in the markets. Whereas the second one is I teach struggling and inconsistent day traders stuck between 2 or 1 to 5K a month, how to master trading through psychology. See what I mean? The second versus just I help traders trade. I help day traders in the markets. Huge difference, guys. Huge difference. This is positioning, right? It's putting yourself in a place, location, situation, makes it as favorable as possible to you. So people understand who you are and what you stand for and how you're gonna help them. Very important. Let's talk about high ticket sales, right? Which is your niche, Wiley, right? Tell us a little bit, just so everyone knows watching as well, what you currently do.
So close on a high ticket offer that charges anywhere between 5 to 25K in a month, and we keep 10-15%.
And your own offer, what is it based around?
Helping closers, existing closers, go from like 2 to 10K a month to like 20.
Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful. Jared, what about you? Tell us a bit more about your offer. Like, what are you currently building out for your own offer?
DM setting.
Amazing. What about DM setting?
Help starting out DM setters go from beginner to making their first 10, 20K months.
Amazing. Cool. Check this out. This is positioning, guys. High ticket sales is the first branch. Then we talk about closers, specifically in high ticket sales. Guys, watch how narrow we get. It's gonna get really, really narrow. So you don't have to get as narrow as this. It's gonna be a fine line, I can tell you guys. Okay, what about closers? B2C. Right, there's consumer or the business side. Say we pick high ticket sales, closers, and the B2C closers. Okay, all the way now, like we've narrowed from millions all the way down to like a smaller branch, all the way, right away. So check this out. From B2C, you go already closing, even more narrow. Then we talk about stuck between 1 to 5K per month or 1 to 8K per month. I was once stuck at 1 to 5K per month as a closer. How many people do you think, Wiley, are stuck between that amount as a high ticket closer? As a closer, B2C, already closing.
2 to 5,000, what would you say?
In the high ticket space, bro,
More?
hundreds of thousands.
Really?
Hundreds of thousands, bro. Guys, the bar has never been this low in sales. There's such a wide TAM, it's insane. Because there's more B2C closers than there are B2B. And already you're targeting people that are already closing, right? And they're stuck. It could be 1 to 5, it could be 1 to 10K.
Across like e-com, SaaS.
Everything, everything. Stuck between that range, there's a lot more than you guys think. A lot more than you guys think. Now check this out, we'll go one layer deeper. Ages 19 to 26. Or 19 to 30.
When do you niche down too far though?
That's what I was gonna say. This, you could talk about just in your reels. And the way you do it is by just talking about in your 20s, in your 20s, in your 20s, in your 20s, and you're gonna start to indirectly track people in your 20s.
Yeah.
Same with DM setting, because you don't want people in your 50s.
Right.
Marketing for people, like people in your 50s and people in your 20s, two different avatars. The way they buy is very different, bro.
Right.
Right? So having one layer deeper, right? This, you can go deeper into this when you do specific videos, like I was talking to you about before the call, right? Before everything, about YouTube. Can't handle fear or pre-handle fear. So again, you don't have to showcase this in your bio. What I'm trying to let you guys understand is when you're making a video, have this mental model. Because I do this all the time. Every time I make a YouTube video and I want to solve something, I have this mental model of who am I exactly speaking to, right? One layer deeper. Specific problems and pain points. Specific outcomes, desired situations, premium pricing. You're 22 right now. You're selling on a B2C offer, right? Let's say you are making between 1 and 10K a month. Say you're making 8K a month, okay? 22, making 8K a month, you enjoy working out, and you've noticed when you have your sales calls, what happens is they give you a think about it, you try and burst it or overcome it, you overcome it, and behind it is just fear. They can't get rid of the fear themselves, of the past, whatever it might be. And you lose a call, and you lose 2 calls, 3 calls, 10 calls, 20 calls. Have you been there? Because I've been there myself. Because you've been there yourself, you know what problems they've had, because you've been there. You know how you felt after a call took place. And you felt nervous, stressed. You felt like the weight on your shoulders was heavier than ever before. You keep questioning yourself. Doubts arise, whether this is for me or isn't for me. I've been there. Those are your pain points.
Right.
Now, Wiley, this mental model is going to be excellent for you to do as well. When you were in that moment, what was your desired situation? What was your desired outcome that you wanted to achieve so badly?
To be able to take care of my family.
Sure. Specifically in sales, though.
Within sales, to get to 20K a month.
Yes.
Travel.
And for you to get to 20K per month, what did you need to have that you didn't have back then? By the way, there's hundreds of thousands experiencing that right now.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands. Imagine you're on a YouTube video and you look at a video and the title is Pre-Handling Fear to Never Get Stuck with Objections Ever Again. And the parentheses is 50K per month closer.
Right.
And imagine you just hopped off a sales call and the pain you just felt after not being able to overcome that for the 20th time. And you look at a video from Wiley Barnett and it has that in the caption. Bro, that's next level.
They're sold, yeah.
You're solving specific problems, and that's why you can charge premium pricing.
How do you speak to everything above that though? Is that all indirect?
What do you mean?
Like in your YouTube video, you wouldn't be saying like stuck between 1 to 5K a month and you just happened to go and you just had this objection.
You could assume they're stuck between 1 to 10K a month because if you cannot handle fear,
Right, okay.
unless it's an impeccable offer that gets a lot of laydowns, you're going to be stuck around there anyways.
Right.
What you're going after is not just them being stuck, you're going after the pain points that they have.
Yeah.
That's your main thing. And the way you say that is just simply by what you're indirectly saying. Like you're talking about fear, pre-handling, and if you're talking about in a B2C market, you're gonna garner more attention from the B2C side anyways.
Right.
And obviously in your caption, when you mention handling objections, you know it's a close, not a DM setter. That's pretty much, understood. Now we'll talk about messaging. Messaging is huge, okay? It's the art of understanding what to say in order to get your prospects to pay you large amounts of money. Something that very few people actually understand. You can get away with making 50K a month, 100K a month, and still not understand messaging, which is why most of those people, they make that kind of money and they dip back down. Messaging is very important. How do you understand proper messaging? Know exactly what problems they have. Like we just said, the exact problems. Jerry, as a DM setter, what exact problems did you have when you were stuck making 2K a month on an offer? Or just starting out, when you just started out, what problems did you have as a DM setter?
Not knowing exactly what I was doing and why I was doing it.
But see, be even more specific than that. What about what you were doing did you not know specifically?
Like were you not listening to them? Were you talking too fast?
Yeah, I guess I could say that, yeah.
What else? And really go back 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, like really think when you're stuck. I did this for my own offer 4 months ago and it boosted my business. Riley, same for you. Think back to when you were making 2, 3, 4K a month as a closer when you were stuck. Like really think about what problems did you have?
Pre-handling and awareness of limiting beliefs. It's like an eye that I developed over time.
Like a third eye.
Yeah.
It's very good. That's a video right there to do about how to develop your third eye for stuff like that.
Limiting beliefs on what I was doing with the offer.
Within the offer, within your DM setting, and you're not making the money you wanted to make, what didn't you know about it? Was it the proper framework, how to read fear through conversations, how to pre-handle fear before the call took place? Like what specific problems did you have in the DM setting realm?
Not knowing why I was saying certain things.
That's amazing. That's an amazing topic that you can 100% talk about because many DM setters have no idea why they're saying certain things, which is a very, very good thing that you just brought up here as well. Know exactly what personalities they have because you can be that leader in your industry and showcase the personality you want them to have or they want to have themselves. As a high ticket closer, back when I was closing and I was making 3 or 4K a month, I wanted to, number one, make about 30, 40K a month as a closer. I wanted to be independent of my income, of my time, and be able to travel and be my own boss, have my own hours and everything. And I wanted to be in shape. I wanted to, do all these things. Well, what if you showcased on Instagram all of those things? You start to attract those people. Bro, as a DM setter making 1K a month, what did you want out of life? What exact life did you want?
Freedom, total freedom.
Exactly. And if you showcase your life in that way, you'll attract those kind of people, right? Know exactly what kind of credibility they need. This is huge. Wiley, back when you were making those 1 to 5K months and you were stuck, what did you need to see on social media to believe other people, to build credibility? Like, what did you have to see?
Proof.
What kind of proof though? Like, what kind of proof did you have to see?
That's a good question. Let me think. Proof in order to trust someone. Maybe documentation of the journey was a big one. What else? Obviously student wins. I liked just the live transformation.
Those are amazing things that I know you don't have on your account yet.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know exactly those things now have to be done. It wasn't by me telling you something new. It was just by me shifting the way of thinking.
Right.
Of going back to your prospect's position. Jerry, for you as a DM setter, back when you were making 1K a month, if you wanted to invest into an offer that taught you how to not only properly DM set and make your first 8K, 7K a month, but actually let you land a proper offer, what did you need to see in terms of an account or an offer, credibility-wise, for you to know that you can invest into them?
Well, number one, do I like this person?
Yes.
Number two, does he have the receipts to show, okay, this guy's actually doing it?
What kind of receipts?
What kind of results has he gotten with DM setting himself?
Nice. What else?
What are his clients doing?
Nice. So right away, you know what you have to start posting on your Instagram. Notice how that works. Right away. Okay? And know exactly what lifestyle they have and they crave. Super important. Super, super important. I cannot stress this enough. This is really, really important to know. Okay? We have the positioning, we have the messaging, we understand the content ecosystem. Let's talk about your front end. This, as soon as this call ends, boys, we'll go work out, we'll go hit a lift, and then we gotta actually optimize it. And I'll sit down with you boys and we'll optimize this. Number one is the bio. This is the first thing people see when they hop on your account, okay? You have to have a very clear and authoritative profile pic. Make sure they properly see you, make sure it matches with the aesthetic that you're going for, and make sure it showcases credibility. No mirror pictures, no selfie, look serious. Obviously, if you guys don't have your blue check mark. I'm sure you guys have your blue check marks, right? No? Yeah. Have a blue check mark. Okay, right away, have a blue check mark. It's gonna help you a lot. A second page, this helps a lot. And I know, was it you that asked me? I was you that asked me yesterday, right? Yeah. Having a second page is gonna be a game changer, especially if you have like a lot of client results. If you're starting out, then I wouldn't have one yet. I would just focus on getting results. And once you get results, then you can start having a second page, which will help you a lot. Actually, no, what I would do is this. Results, I don't mean a huge crazy transformation. I just mean when you start getting screenshots of people telling you that they won. I made this much, Jerry, thank you so much. I just overcame this objection and I just made an extra like $600 commissions. Thank you so much, Wiley. Off like a Discord message or an iMessage. And you can screenshot that and you put that the way I do in your second page, and that builds up over time. Because notice how 2 minutes ago you guys said how like you wanted credibility, you wanted results. Well, what if in the first second of going on my page, I press this and it answers all the questions I needed to know about credibility? Because now you guys know what you want your clients to see in terms of results. So bundle all that into that second page, bro. Good? Let's go. Next, let's talk about the results generated. How much have you generated in this space? Like, you guys have made a lot as a closer and DM setter, more than the average person. Why not display that? I know if you put that, Wiley, if you put those results generated in your bio, it would print, bro. Because right away, it's a maximum authority, bro. People respect that. Same with you, Jerry. Super important. Okay? Results generated. Then talk about the ICP call out to desired situation. Who exactly are you helping? Okay? Now, I have the luxury to go a little bit broad because in my market, a portfolio of info businesses, I just want to target info businesses, that's it. Whether it's trading, e-com, SaaS, AI, whatever it might be, I can help them because it's all the same systems. But for you guys, it's specific. So what your exact ICP is, which will have obviously more work to do around that, and what the desired situation is. And guys, notice how I want to work with clients that want to get to 150K per month. I wouldn't mind working with clients that want to get to $1 million a month and that are already at $500,000. I wouldn't mind that, but it would mean more work. And right now I'm at a point where I just want to help as many people get to that 150 mark and stack up as many testimonials, results, everything as possible, because I know it's way easier to get to 150 than it is to get to from $500,000 to $1 million. Or from $1 million to $3 million, right? So ICP call out is huge, and a CTA. Have a CTA in your bio. You'll get at least 3 to 5 people, bro, a day.
What about when you're building your audience? Is it better to lead with value and not come across as like a CTA and selling?
I'll go exactly into that, but when you say come across, how do you mean? Like, how do you feel when you have a CTA in your bio comes across as?
I'm selling something.
Okay. Why do you feel
I mean, more
is?
like when I'm just starting out my audience and I'm just building it, would it make more sense to just build from a frame of value versus like CTAs off the bat, or no?
Why can't you do both?
I guess I could just do both, yeah.
Right? Look, bro, the way you look at it is like this. Is someone being forced to DM you something? No.
No.
Or are you holding a gun to someone's head and say, DM me this word? You're not doing that.
Yeah.
Right? What if, because I have this, what if someone looks at your reel and at the right fucking time they looked at it, they said, holy fuck, this guy Wiley's smart.
Right.
He knows what he's talking about.
Right.
How could I get in contact with him?
Right.
And what if that's your answer right there? And then you answer, and then before you know it, you book a call with him.
Yeah.
Right? But you could do both. You could have a CTA and lead with value. Because my YouTube video over here, which by the way, guys, notice, URL genius. What does that mean? I can track every single day how many people click on that link. I can track every single day how long they spend on that link, so I know if I have to optimize something or not. That's what URL Genius does. And I send them over, not to my YouTube channel, to a video. Which video? Either a testimonial or a case study. So I have one form of credibility, which is the second page. Then I have the ICP call out. Then I have my exact CTA that I want and the converting asset. And you guys remember how I spoke about this back in the content ecosystem, where if someone can look at a reel and right away you have so many different entry points. They can enter in 3 different ways. A second page, they can enter on a CTA or on a YouTube video. Do you guys understand the concept behind what we're doing, which is essentially making it impossible for them not to enter your ecosystem? You're making them impossible not to engage with you. Because guys, the second someone lands on your YouTube, half the job is already done. Why? You got them, your content and the way you optimize things got someone that you don't even know from one account or from one application to another.
Right.
Guys, that's powerful stuff. Because if you open your IG and your entire intention behind it is, let me go and just message someone. And then 2 minutes later, you're on this guy or on your YouTube channel. You just changed someone's intention without lifting a single finger, bro. Because you just wrote specific things, which is maximum leverage, because it took you 15, 20 seconds to write, and it's exponential outputs. And you couldn't even fathom how many people, I can't even fathom how many people I've actually had the power to do that. Guys, do you see how powerful this is?
Very.
You're pushing people exactly where you want them to be. This is insane, okay? Let's talk about story highlights, really important. Guys, notice the color theme I have.
Blue.
Notice how I chose it in a way that looks really aesthetic. I wanted light blue, green, and I wanted brown, right? They're all classy colors. I wanted it that way. Why? Because I wanted to have a premium look, and I wanted to have authoritative pictures. You want people to know that you've been in the market space for a while. And guys, this might seem obvious, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Go on some people's accounts right now that offer coaching, whatever. You're gonna see story highlights of them with like text writing on top of it. And it looks unprofessional, looks tacky. Or some, they just have different icons on them. That looks like spam, right? Doesn't look real or authentic. Credibility. Guys, clients is number 1. I couldn't take a whole screenshot, but if you press on that arrow over there, you're gonna see 3 other client results. I want indisputable clients. Indisputable. Personality. We did this yesterday. We went through the lifestyle and I showcased you guys the lifestyle that I wanted them to see, that my audience to see. I want my audience to see my lifestyle. I'm showcasing, I'm not telling. And I'm also showcasing my traits. I like fighting, I like working out, I lift weights, I smoke cigars. Whenever I have a certain gift or I have a reward or whatever it might be, I talk about the importance behind it and everything. That's what I want people to see. And I also have the educational. This, guys, by the way, I'm going to trademark this because no one really does this that much, which is the value story highlight, which is, I asked myself, how could I put it in a way where I could showcase even more value if they haven't even gone on the YouTube yet? Well, what if on the value story sequence, every single slide you go on, or every single second or third slide, there's a link to the actual YouTube video that I'm talking about. You're pushing people towards YouTube as much as possible because that's the goal, to convert them. And my story talks about where I am now, where I started from, what my obstacles were, and how I got there using my own strategy mechanism. And I make everything relatable to my audience because my starting point and my problems are the exact problems my current ICP.
Is there a reason why you capitalized it?
Yes. When I have followers coming in from the profile funnel, essentially meaning that when I have ads towards one intent of following me, of having profile visits, I want people to go on my story as much as possible. You ideally want this to be at the front, at number one. But I posted some stuff recently, which is why I got pushed back. But today I'm going to post something else that's going to go back to number one. So when people go on it right away, you're going to see the My Story slides, which, like I said, is a whole my journey, basically. Talks about everything A to Z. Because imagine while you have someone that comes in, likes a reel that you posted, likes the stories you posted, then checks out my story. And it's like 20 slides of like who Wiley Barnett is and how he got to where he is right now with closing, making 50K a month or whatever. It's 80K, 100K, whatever it might be, right? Like that's the part of the story with a CTA at the end as well. Guys, that works. Like I have a buddy of mine, Justin, he's a sales trainer, and he got, I think it was 15K worth of PIFs from that one My Story that he posted within the same week. Any limiting beliefs you guys have, it's broken right now. You probably have 20K worth of clients that want to pay you for your DM set and you're teaching them how to DM set, but you have no idea. People you used to go to school with or people that know of you and they want your lifestyle. If you had a My Story with a CTA at the end, people would CTA that because they want your lifestyle. Same with you.
Are we going to break down the...
I got so many leads. Like, I see people looking at my story all the time.
You have no idea how
Even
many
from my
leads you have.
hometown.
It's insane.
Wow, yeah.
You'd have at least 20 people that want a CTA back to have your lifestyle. We can break down the My Story on like a separate occasion tonight after we work out. Super, super crucial stuff. Let's talk about the front end. I do it in a way where all the pillars are being hit. So the color theme, once again, the pinned carousel, which is essentially the transformation, how I made my clients over $4 million as a growth consultant. Something that we can work on together as well. Have a graphic designer, he sketches this up. And right away, like when people go on your page, it just results. And I talk about the process I made. Again, more authority. You could talk about how I made 25K per month as a DM setter. You could talk about how you made 50K per month as a closer, whatever it might be. And you go in slide by slide talking about how you got there. Slide 1 through slide 4, 5, whatever it might be. And the last slide is going to be a CTA. This helps you a lot. My Story, the carousel, insane. The lifestyle, high perceived value. Guys, full transparency, you can rip me if you want, but if you look at my profile right now, do you think that I'm in my mom's basement making 5K a month? 10K a month?
No.
Probably not, right? Like you know that, okay, like this guy's traveling. Okay, this guy knows Nick's setting. Okay, this guy goes on trips. This guy has a nice lifestyle. He has to be making at least some good money. That's what I want. Because guys, believe it or not, like my clients will not be my clients if I didn't look the part either, bro. I'll be really honest with you, bro. I'll be really honest with you guys. So carousels is everything. Clear pictures, no selfies, right? Now let's talk about the reels. This is really important. Diversification is number one. Guys, do I have any posts back to back in the exact same outfit and same angle and same everything? I try not to have. This is the closest thing got to it, the closest thing.
That's what I was gonna say.
The closest thing, but it's an entirely different variation because this one is a Miro board breaking down and this one is just me speaking. Right? Everything else is different.
Just in cover photos or in the actual content?
In the actual content, bro.
Okay.
In the actual content. Because if you post 6 of the same kind of reels, just like same setting, but different copy in what you're saying, it will not look as good or it won't hit the buying journey as good. Because again, guys, I'm always going from a concept of like, if someone joins me on a Monday, I want them to convert through 3, 4, 5 different reels. That's my goal, right? High quality is number one. You want to have high quality. different content categories. Like for example, the nonverbal matters the most, right? Right away, you're judging. So what do you guys think about the reel so far? Just based off like first glance,
High perceived value.
right? Like what am I telling to my audience without them even opening a reel? The one that I want is, okay, I have to have some results because it's me speaking to one of my clients. I have to be making some cash for myself because I have a nice car, right? I have to know what I'm doing, or I have to have expertise. Why? Because subconsciously, guys, when you were raised and you were going to school and your professor had a whiteboard, authority was over here, right? Well, what if I just showcase the exact same with the whiteboards? This means that I have something that you need to listen to. I know something you don't. Pay attention. This is all backed by psychology, guys. Every single one backed by psychology. This one, POV, you scaled an offer from 100K to 600K per month. Or this one, credibility. My client Ulysses, very nice guy, talking about the results he's made. Or this one, more lifestyle, authority. Or this one, which is more personal, showcasing or telling the different traits you have to have in business. Also relying back to what my traits are in business. So you know a couple things. You know my expertise on how to scale a team. You know who I am as a person over here. You know my kind of lifestyle. And you know the results I've generated. Do you see how different that is, Wiley, compared to just all 8 reels, all the same environment, background, everything?
Right.
Huge difference, which will lead to a different outcome in your business. Top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. That's the entire concept I want you to understand. Is have different funnels. This is very important to understand. Any questions on this?
Nope. Top of funnel is obviously Instagram. Middle funnel sometimes Instagram, and then bottom of funnel is YouTube.
And sometimes Instagram. I'll give you an example. Top of funnel would be more this. Middle of funnel would be more this.
Right.
Bottom of funnel would be my stories that I do. Sequences, when I want to do a CTA, that's a bottom of funnel. For example, Andres Contreras does this often, and Johnny Mao as well, where they ask you to comment a specific keyword for a value asset. That's bottom of funnel. Yeah, because bottom of funnel is always when you're asking from your audience, right?
How do you identify the bottleneck?
Meaning what?
Like if you don't have enough like top of funnel or middle funnel or bottom of funnel.
That's an amazing question. Look at your data. Are you getting a lot of followers or views on a weekly basis or interactions? No, we're top of funnel. Are you getting uneducated buyers in your DMs, or like an educated audience on your calls? Yes, we're middle of funnel. Are you getting a lot of views, a lot of engagement, but no sales or no one coming into your DMs? You're missing bottom of funnel. Bang, that's what you guys need, you understand? Numbers tell you everything, okay? Now that we know Instagram, let's talk about YouTube, okay? The diversification is everything. You have to have a mixture of credibility.
One more question. How do you track your metrics from Instagram?
There's a whole different video that I made on this, but I'll make it very short. You can look at every single account, like reel, has its own content metrics.
The view insights?
It has the view, but the specific things you have to look at is views. You have to look at the amount of followers you get from it. You have to be so aware and on the ball in the first 48 hours of posting a reel that you track how many followers you got and how many of them were ICP. Okay, but Jerry, how do I know if they're ICP or not? Look at your past closes or look at your ideal client and look and see what kind of Instagram he would have. Would he have a spam account with 1 followers or 2 followers? Or would he have maybe a couple hundred followers from a US speaking, like an English speaking country and has a bit of like lifestyle?
So you look for views, follows, and then ICP follows?
And I look at the follower to non-follower engagement to see whether or not the algorithm is favoring one of my reels. For example, this one got a very, very large amount of non-follower engagement, meaning the algorithm is pushing it to people that don't follow my account. You want that.
Right.
But something that's much more niche specific will be much more to your following because they already follow you. So look and see what the algorithm is telling you. Okay, super important stuff. Good questions. Look at your likes, your comments, your saves, everything. For YouTube, there's credibility, there's personal/values, there's lifestyle, and there's educational. These are all the different forms of videos that you can make on YouTube. Any questions so far on this, boys? Nope. Good? Super good stuff, right? For credibility, you can have testimonials and you can have case study. Like what would you, the main difference would be between testimonials and case study? What would you say?
Don't know.
Okay, case studies like a breakdown, testimonials just like a vouch.
Testimonials, them speaking for you.
Right.
Case study is you actually breaking everything down mathematically, how it made sense, which by the way, in sales, people don't do often.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm telling you what, I do not see many case studies done in sales, bro. And if you do that properly and execute, this is gonna rip, bro.
Right.
And if you put this in the description of your bio of how, let's say for example, your client name was Max, how Max,
From like 1 to 5.
how Max broke his limiting beliefs, or how Max mastered psychology and made 15K per month in closing in X days.
Yep.
And you have a case study breaking it down on my, that's insane. Whereas testimonial is more like one-to-one testimonial. Personal values, storytelling, right? Like the video I made on the balcony. I invested 30K, here's how I feel, ... I'm storytelling my process, right? Or how the law of attraction changed my life in Romania. I filmed this. I'm storytelling how it changed my life. I'm storytelling, right? Pre-handling limiting beliefs is a big one. Because we spoke about this earlier. You can pre-handle your audience's limiting beliefs based on the videos that you post.
Is that why you storytell though, or is the storytelling just to build relatability?
Both.
Both, okay.
Both. Because you can pre-handle in the storytelling as well as in your case study.
Okay.
Because if Max, your client, like what's a common objection that a struggling closer would give you on a call and you want to sell them on coaching? What would they give you? For example, they could give
Make
you,
sure this is gonna work for my offer or something like that?
yes, or they could just give you something like, I could do it like by myself,
Right, yeah.
right? Now, what if you made a case study with Max and in the first couple minutes you just spoke about how he told you the same thing and how he did it and how it didn't work for him and how he finally realized and he actually got some proper help.
Right.
And you talk about that and you overcome that objection. Then when you post that video, it's pre-handled. And you know, bro, you know that if in your DM setting process, you have a DM setter and he tells you, yeah, Wiley, for your call coming up with X, Y, and Z at 3 p.m., one of his main obstacles was because he didn't feel like he needed the help right away. What if you have a specific case study that overcomes that objection? You send it over to him before the call.
Broken, yep.
Crazy, right? Insane. That's what I'm talking about. Desired lifestyle and the credibility / authority plus personality. Day in the life, vlogs, these all work very well. POV, day in the life in Dubai as a 50K per month closer. That would rip. People will look at your lifestyle. You're showcasing what they actually want. And if you could add in different glimpses of you working, for example, client calls, mentorship calls, group calls, while you're taking trips. Yo, people do this in your niche, bro. They make so much money. I know people do this. They make so much money. If you're like, for example, the guy that I spoke to you about, which I won't name drop on this video, but when he's teaching DM setters and he goes on his trips to Dubai here, when he goes out to Miami, to whatever, he showcases in parts of the video him on calls with his mentees. The same way I'm doing a vlog of me in Dubai and I showcase myself on some calls and I'm showcasing this. You're letting your audience in, okay? Educational, problem solution, value video. For problem solution, guys, this is so important. I want you to pick a specific problem, okay? And I'm gonna ask you guys so you guys understand that mental model. Jerry, what's a specific problem your DM setters have? And I'll tell you if it's too broad.
Not knowing why I'm saying certain things.
How would you package that into a video?
Don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you how. Okay, well, what about you? What's a specific problem that you...
Surface level discovery.
Very good. And how would you package that into a video?
Why surface level discovery is hurting your close rate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. For you, what I would do as a DM setter, if you know that, let's say people that are in DM setting that are stuck at 1K per month, don't know why they're saying or don't know why copying your DM framework is killing your income. Why copying your DM setting framework or script or whatever is hurting your income. Like that's what I would do, right? For a problem solution. For a value video, what I would mention or offer would be more of a lead magnet, more of a value asset. So for closing, it could be a framework. It could be a mentorship call. It could be anything like that, bro. It would help a lot. For DM setting, think back when you were a DM setter, what you needed, whether it was a framework on PDF, whether it was mindset modules, whatever it might be. Right now, what's ripping is the school strategy, which is you make a school community and you have different video modules inside it and you have constant posting every single day, specific posting, which is working like right now as we speak, and you have people go into that. So imagine at the end of every single problem solution video or value video, you talk about how you have a free school community and how every single person joining makes at least a good 10, 15K per month after they're joining, and they're getting such good results, and you have free videos over there. And those videos are specific service level videos, so you could showcase to your audience how knowledgeable you are. And they know that the rest will be in the actual inner circle of Wally Barnett. Crazy how that works, bro. Because then you got them from Instagram to YouTube to school. Bro, if someone goes from Instagram to YouTube to school, puts in their information, makes the account, how fucking serious are they?
I've seen that funnel before. Never got it though. That's cool.
How serious are they, bro?
Yeah, super serious.
Because you're getting someone to do all of that,
Right.
right? And that's the entire funnel that you have. People don't understand this funnel. Don't understand this. Like it's crazy. Tomorrow's session, we'll talk about content tracking. We'll talk about the variations. We'll talk about the different copies within the reels, the different angles that we can use, the delivery, and the conversion mechanisms. Because now we know what kind of content to post. How can we convert them? What do we have to say in our copy and delivery? And what kind of variations, different angles that we have to use to convert your prospects? Okay? But just this content information is what you guys needed to understand what to post, how to garner attention, how to move them down the buying ladder and convert them. Any questions on this so far, guys? It's really, really, really important stuff. Going back to your offers. What's your biggest move right now, Jerry, you'd say?
My biggest move?
Yeah, based off of all that we've done. What's your next biggest ROI move that you could do?
Point out the exact problem that I want to solve.
What else?
For who exactly? To the
Okay.
bone.
Okay, and once you have all that information, what are you gonna do with it?
Lay out every single piece of content that I want to post on a weekly basis.
Amazing. So now you have a content schedule, you have all the categories you need, then you just optimize your profile. And the more you post, the more people go onto your account. Wally, what about you? What's your biggest ROI thing you can do right now?
Mine would be YouTube, and then I also feel like I need more top of funnel, just traction in general.
More variation in your content,
More variation.
more personality videos talking about who you are. YouTube's gonna be like your biggest money maker, bro. YouTube is gonna print for you, right?
Would you
Cool.
say for me as well?
Yes.